Aloha, everybody. Welcome to Tales from the Mer World Radio. This is a program where we explore the ancient lands like Atlantis, Lemuria, and even outer space. And this is a very special show for me. On this show, I'm going to do something a little bit different than what I've done before. But before I go into what today's show is going to be all about, I want to talk a little bit more about, the idea of ancient lands. So we have Atlantis, Lemuria, we have Avalon, we have Egypt, we even have, outer space, and we have under the sea. And I've covered all of them. I've talked about all these different realms and realities, and there is one space that I've yet to speak about, the most ancient space of all, which is your internal, your soul. Your soul is the most ancient and uncharted land that exists. And when we go into our soul and we go into our body as energy and we go into our frequency, we just make discoveries that, that really we can't even come up with when we look at 3D Earth, and we look at relics from other cultures, and we think about timelines from other cultures, and we think about memories. The land inside of us, the ancient energy inside of our bodies, really is the secret and really is the key. Our DNA really is the key. Our chakras and our auric field and our energy field really are the keys to unlocking all of life, into unlocking the cultivation of our relationship with divine source and with the great divine mother and the creators of all. So when we look internally to ourselves and we discover a little bit more about what makes us tick individually, and how we can go in and look at ourselves from the inside out, and how maybe we can make adjustments and make realignments, then it opens up the space, for a whole new discussion of what an ancient land might be. So back in the beginning of my spiritual awakening, which was back about 2003, 2004, my soul called me to learn a little bit more about goddess energy. Previous to that, I'd been raised in a Catholic upbringing, and Father God from that, and the Christ energy. Nobody ever talks about Mother God. Nobody ever talks about the divine feminine in kind of traditional religion. So my soul really called me to go and explore the sacred feminine, and I met a wonderful woman named Georgette Starr in the Portland, Oregon area, who had a girls' rights and passage and empowerment program called Made in Spirit. Made in Spirit, or Made in Spirit. And she would get groups of girls together from age maybe 9 to 11 or 12, who were all preparing to go through their first rites of menarche. And she brought them together to teach girls coming into their impending womanhood about what a special gift that is to become a woman, to go through menarche, to have your first period, and really to discover more about the gifts that come with being feminine, and the gifts that grow into that energy, gifts of intuition, and discovering ourselves, and discovering our changing bodies, and really honoring what women go through, as a rite of passage into becoming women. And along with the intuition and all the gifts of being a woman, she would also teach girls about the messages that the media gives us. The media gives women so many mixed messages about their bodies, and about maybe even shame in their bodies. and how they have to, how we have to show up as women, and what makes a woman, and what makes, a sexy woman. And even some of the really damaging messages that come forward to women about sex and sexuality that take us out of the sacredness of what's happening within us internally, and how, really what a special gift it is to be a young woman, and to be a maiden, to be a mother, to be a crone in, in this world. And for young men too, it's a very special gift for young men to come into their own and discover who they are, growing into, grown men out of boyhood. And so her goal in this course was to train other facilitators to take on these girls and just be with them through these courses, and do art projects together, and discover, have discussions, and really create bonds of sisterhood. Bonds of sisterhood for me, if I had that type of a program when I was a girl, when I was going through my menarche, it probably would have changed my life significantly. And I would venture to guess that most people listening today, we really didn't get any kind of acknowledgement for our first menstrual cycle and what that meant, and really be celebrated for what was happening within our bodies. So Georgette was on a mission from God, from Goddess, to literally bring together as many groups of girls and women, women as facilitators to reintroduce that idea of the rites of passage and honoring our bodies. And again, just what a wonderful gift it is to become a woman out in the world, to bear children, or to just be a creator in general. So I joined Georgette Starr's apprenticeship in 2005. And I went through her training. She offers rites of passage for grown-up girls too, to really acknowledge and understand maybe what we missed out on in our girlhood. Because let's face it, most parents, most mothers weren't given this gift or this knowledge. And so you have a daughter, and it's very difficult to pass something on to a child that you didn't have yourself. Maybe you didn't have that acknowledgement. My mom didn't have that acknowledgement from a girl becoming a woman. She didn't have anything at all to help prepare her and to help give her the courage and the confidence to step into her, into her true feminine self. So of course that can't be passed on unless somebody gives you that knowledge along the way. So I took on the apprenticeship, one for myself to learn and grow, and also because I had a daughter, and I really wanted my daughter Taylor to have this kind of experience, and experience the sisterhood, and just the trust and the love and support that, that our girls rightly deserved. And I knew one day that my daughter would likely have a daughter, and I wanted these teachings and these concepts to be passed down. So long story short, I went through this 9-month apprenticeship and became a maiden spirit goddess girl group facilitator. It was a wonderful, wonderful healing experience for me. At the end of the 9 months, I was asked to prepare a culminating project. I was asked to put together something that was special to me, that was along the lines of, what I had learned or what's important, that I could produce and send out to my girl groups and potentially out to the world. So after giving it a lot of serious thought, I took that mission very, very seriously. I decided that I would write a book. And at the end of my apprenticeship, I wrote a chakra and aura book for all children, called Body of Stars. I realized there was really nothing on the market that could help parents and caregivers to help children, to help their daughters and their sons learn about their body as energy, and I was so excited that, I'd had this opportunity. I was in my early 40s at the time, to finally learn about, my chakras, my aura, because I'd never been given any of that information, like my whole life. And I was learning all these new concepts and all these wonderful ways of becoming in tune with myself, and, what a chakra was, which is a wheel of light, how to balance my energy, how to meditate, how to go inside, how to connect with the earth. And I realized there just really wasn't a lot of tools for parents in general to offer this to their children, other than, you know, searching the internet and things like that, or going through something like Maiden Spirit. So I decided that I would write a book. And I put together this very, you know, kind of basic cardstock paper, and typed up my, you know, my notes and my definitions. And I had a wonderful artist help me out with the images. And I put together the first book that would be known as Body of Stars. And I introduced it to my women's group, and read it out loud to everybody, and really felt that I had created something like super cool to birth out into the world. So I wrote that book, and just kind of put it away after I finished the program, and began to have some different girls groups, and my, you know, life just continues on after that, doing other spiritual things and growing. And about 7 years ago, that book came back to mind. And I realized that I really had a gem of a tool in front of me that I could easily produce into a book for, you know, for the masses. So I got together with a marketing company, and you know, with a group that helped me put the book together. And I found a wonderful artist in Australia, and I'll get to her in a moment. And the first official book of Body of Stars was born. And we're going to go to a quick commercial break. And when I come back, I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about Body of Stars, about why it's special and important to me. And then we're going to have story time with Ameera. I'm actually going to read you the book so that you can learn along with your child if you like. We'll see you in just a few minutes. I am your hostess, Ameera Beth, Healer. If you're just joining us, this is a segment where I typically talk about ancient lands, all kinds of ancient lands: Egypt, Avalon, Atlantis, Lemuria. And in this segment, I've decided to do something a little bit different. I'm going to give you a book reading of my children's chakra book called Body of Stars. Before I get into that, if you'd like to work with me in some way, find out a little bit more about me, AmeeraBeth.com is my website. That's the best place to find out a little bit more information about all kinds of wonderful things that I do, including retreats on Kauai. I hope that I'll be able to hold a retreat in 2021. I'm also a past life regression therapist, and I work with the Atlantean 13 chakra and aura, and reconnect people through their DNA, through their energy to Atlantis and Lemuria. You can also find me on YouTube under Ameera Beth Healer, and I am on Instagram under wisdomware_Kauai. There you will find a very magical sacred geometry clothing company with crystals in the ink. So that's a little bit more about me and what I am up to in life. And when we left off a few minutes ago, I was just introducing my official children's book called Body of Stars, and talking a little bit about why I wrote Body of Stars and my vision behind it, and really with the intention of helping parents and caregivers to have a tool to help children tune into themselves. So I'm going to read the book to you, and as we go along, as every good storyteller does, I'll show you the different images on each page, the beautiful images. I found a wonderful illustrator in Australia. Her name is Chloe Metcalf. She absolutely brought to life the vision I had in my head for what this book should look like, for what the what the pages and what the imagery and all the colors and things should look like. So I want to give a shout out to Chloe for creating something very, very special for all the keikis, which is children in Hawaiian, for this entire planet. So off we go. Body of Stars by Ameera Beth, and illustrated by Chloe Metcalf. And when I published this book, I wrote it for my dear granddaughter, Tyler Marie, cute as can be. Taylor's my daughter. Intro to the chakras. Do you know that you are full of stars? Do you know that you are full of stars? A funny thought, I know, but it happens to be true. You see, the same ingredients God used to create the stars is also shining brightly inside of you. Wheels of light called chakras spin and dance all through your beautiful body. 8 energy centers beginning just below your feet, moving upward through your body, and ending with the last chakra on top of your head. Have you ever heard the expression, you're a great big bundle of energy? Has anyone ever said that about you? Well, that is what you are. Each chakra has a brilliant color that vibrates to spin and spread energy. Each chakra has a special purpose that transmits kind of like electricity, sending out and receiving information. It is this energy that makes you feel alive. Understanding the uniqueness of each chakra and learning to be in communication with the messages in your body is sending out can give you a sense of personal power. Thinking of yourself as an energy being can allow you to consciously manage your personal power and provide you with a greater sense of health and well-being. As you learn to listen to the subtle messages of your body, you will begin to build confidence in your own natural ability to know what your spirit needs. Chakras are wonderful gifts, and awareness of your body's energy systems can enable you to trust in your own inner wisdom and know that true guidance is found within. And look at our cute little chakra girl. I just think she's adorable. The Earth Star Chakra. We all have the same support system, the same mother, Earth, which leads us into the Earth Star Chakra. The first chakra in your energy field rests just below your feet and is called the Earth Star. The color is usually a shade of brown or black. The Earth Star Chakra allows us to feel connected to the plants, the animals, the fairies, and of course to Mother Earth. You might envision it as a warm, shimmering ball of light. The Earth Star spins gently beneath your feet and brings you a feeling of being grounded and connected to nature. What does it feel like to be grounded? It feels like calm, peaceful, and at ease within your body. Standing barefoot on the ground with your eyes closed, taking nice deep breaths and exhaling down to the earth will help you to feel very present, strong, stable, and connected to your Earth Star. You might even feel tingling in the bottoms of your feet as the earth sends you love, healing, and grounding to her. Our bodies are all part of the earth's treasures. The feeling of grass beneath your feet or dirt between your toes can be a fun way to play with the magic of Mother Nature. And right here is the little affirmation. We all have the same system, the same Mother Earth, and connecting to her will help you to feel strong. Root chakra. The first chakra inside your body is called the root, and it rests at the base of your spine. Bright red like an apple, the root chakra is the energy center that allows us to feel connected to our family and to our physical world. This chakra, like the Earth Star, in that it helps us to feel stable and strong like a tree. How would it feel to be strong as a tree? Trees have very long roots that connect to the earth and allow it to grow tall. If you want to feel like a tree, simply imagine the color red shining brightly through your root chakra. And imagine roots from the base of your spine growing down into the ground and connecting with your Earth Star Chakra. Your legs can be like a tree trunk and create a wonderful sensation of balance and strength during challenging moments in your life. Imagine the color red sending healing light all down through your lower body and down to the planet. What kind of tree do you imagine yourself to be? And our affirmation is, our true power comes from within us and from the magic of our imagination to create reality. Sacral Chakra. Have you ever heard of a navel orange? That is exactly the color and location of your sacral chakra. Just below your belly button lies the star that is the source of your emotions, senses, and creativity. It spins bright orange like a sunset. The Naval Chakra helps us to connect to all of our feelings, whether they are happy, sad, angry, embarrassed, frustrated, or peaceful. When you're having a very strong feeling about a person or situation, you're connected to the energy of your sacred soul, your sacral chakra. This energy center also teaches us to live fully in the present moment. You know how sometimes you feel sad or lonely and it feels like it might never go away? Focusing on your sacral chakra can help you to remember that we are made of many emotions and life experiences, and that the changing cycles have a way of healing every situation. Remember that no feeling lasts forever, and noticing everything beautiful around and inside you can help you live in the present moment. Honoring the gifts of emotions will help you to experience the full passions of life. Solar Plexus Chakra. Your next chakra is named for the brightest star in the sky. Like the sun that showers you with warmth and light, your solar plexus chakra dances with a yellow glow in the middle of your body. In your belly, just below, between your ribs, between the plexus, is pulsing to the rhythms that make all of you unique. Your special gifts of courage are stored here. Like the sun's rays, the creative part of your personality will burst forth in dazzling waves. Your solar plexus is filled with the energy of willpower, patience, and determination to help you find your special place in the world. It is the chakra that inspires your dreams to come alive. Would you like to know how to connect with this extraordinary energy? Close your eyes and feel the radiant yellow glow of the sun warming your body, from your belly to your toes. Then send out brilliant waves of light through your heart and out the top of your head. Know that you shine like the brightest star in the sky. Let the light fill you with the power to be courageous, confident, and uniquely you. You were born to shine. Be true to yourself and celebrate everything that makes you unique. Heart chakra. The next chakra is a very special star and contains our feelings of love, the emotions that connect us to every other being, including compassion, joy, and forgiveness, are held in this very important space. The color of your heart chakra is green, like a lush garden or forest. This is also the energy center that connects the 4 lower chakras to the 3 higher ones. Place your hand over your heart and feel the beating of love and life in your chest. The heart is what allows us to have empathy and compassion for other people's emotions. Sometimes it can feel like an ache and even make you want to cry. Feeling other people's troubles and wanting to help them to feel better means you have connected with the energy of your heart chakra. Naturally, happy feelings arise from this place as well, like the feeling of being hugged by mom or dad or being with your best friend. Of course, the most important person to love is your very own sweet self. Remember that you are a star, unique and beautiful. You are love. Loving yourself is the gateway to all of life. When you think of the chakra in the throat, remember the words speak and silence. Although they seem like 2 very different things, in this star they share the same space. In your throat, sparkling like a sapphire, or the reflection of a deep blue lake, lives your ability to speak your truth and listen with your own inner voice. Have you ever said yes when you really meant no? Have you ever wanted to speak up but felt afraid or unsure to use your voice? This chakra gives you the strength to be heard. There are many times you feel anxious about sharing your thoughts and ideas. You may be afraid of being criticized, or you may feel like using your voice to hurt or criticize others. You may not feel brave enough to tell the truth. This is where the gift of silence can help. Learning to recognize your own inner voice can help you to choose your words with love and kindness. This blue jewel can give you the confidence to speak up without fear of what others might think. It can help you to think twice about saying something hurtful to a friend, or forgive a friend who said unkind words to you. The inner voice can only be heard when you take the time to be silent and listen with your heart. Your inner voice is filled with integrity, lighting the way to choose your words with wisdom. Think of a blue sky on a summer day and write a loving message to yourself. Crown Chakra. Have you ever heard the phone ring and knew who was calling before you said hello? Have you ever had a hunch and found out later you were exactly right? This is the gift of the brow chakra, the gift of intuition. It is sometimes called a third eye, and it rests in the center of your forehead between your eyebrows. The thought of having a third eye might sound a little strange, but here lies the source of your intuition and natural wisdom. Purple is the color of this extraordinary energy center, and connecting with it is as simple as meditating for a few minutes each day. Just close your eyes, relax, and slowly breathe in and out. The color purple may appear in your third eye. Do not give up if it doesn't happen right away. We are all born with a sense of intuition. Practice, patience, and time are keys to unlocking the gifts of the third eye. Using your intuition makes you aware and makes you wise. Quieting your mind for a little while each day allows your inner knowing to activate and let you hear what your body has to say. Close your eyes and imagine a brilliant violet white light. Breathe deep into your body and relax into yourself. With my eyes closed, I see everything I need to see. I let my vision guide me. Crown Chakra. Our journey through your body of stars is almost complete. The last star is the crowning glory of your energy system and is located at the very top of your head. This mystical opening acts as a funnel, mixing all the beautiful colors together to create white light. It is called the Crown Chakra, and it's the gateway that connects you to the grace and glory of Spirit, of God. This energy center encourages you to seek and strengthen your spirituality by linking your intentions to the infinite light from the divine. Through meditation and stillness, your heart opens a pathway up to the top of your head and connecting with the divine. This beam of illumination descends from the heavens and floods your crown with healing light. The glow that surrounds you is filled with peace and boundless love. When problems of life build up inside of us, we can send them out the top of our heads and into the light where they can be handled by God and our angels. We can also send joy and gratitude, for the universe loves and needs all that is positive and filled with joy. Allow the light to penetrate your crown chakra and let it help you to know you are loved completely simply because you exist. What colors do you see when you look into your crown chakra? At the end of the book, I have a little art project. This is a little art project, you or your kiddos, involving images of chakras. Got all 8 of them drawn to color and cut out. And then I've got some instructions on how to make a chakra mobile. So essentially you color and cut them out, and then you just do the old school, a little bit of like oil, vegetable oil on them, let them dry to give them kind of that stained glass effect, and then string them together. And then you and your child will know all the chakras, what they are, what they mean through a nice little visual. I would also like to give another little shout out to, again, the wonderful Chloe Metcalf. That's what she looks like right there, who lives in Australia. And when I come back, I'll let you know where you can purchase Body of Stars if you would like to, for yourself or for your child. And I'll see you in just a few moments. Aloha, welcome back to Tales from the Mer World Radio. I am your hostess, Ameera Beth, Mer Healer. If you're just joining us, I have just completed reading my children's chakra book out loud, Body of Stars. Body of Stars is really for kids of all ages. I'm kind of amazed at how many adults have seen the book and they've been like, I need to learn this. I'm going to buy your book, and I want to do the art project too. So although it's written kind of geared for kids maybe 6 years old to 11 years old, don't let that stop you. If you feel like it's super cute for you to have a nice learning tool. I mean, who doesn't want to be a kid again, right? And color and look at beautiful artwork, and even just, keeping things simple and allowing us all. Life is so overcomplicated. When spirit gives us a tool, when life gives us a tool to learn about ourselves in a very simplistic and gentle fashion, why not jump on it, right? So if you're interested in purchasing Body of Stars, you can go to my website, ameerabeth.com. You'll see an icon for a shop up there. And within that shop, I have a lot of great products. You can find sessions with me if you'd like to work with me personally. You will also find my clothing company, Wisdom Wear. I crystal infuse sacred geometry clothing and screen print onto organic clothing. I use the Andara crystals, and I also sell Andara crystals. I have some really beautiful Andara jewelry and some loose stones. You'll find my book on there, and then you'll find all kinds of meditations and also some luggage. I have some sacred geometry handbags, just all kinds of wonderful things. So ameerabeth.com is where you can find all of that information. And on the break, I was talking to my producer Olivia, and I was really sharing with her my journey into becoming, a young woman, and just I was having all these reflections on my mother, and how rites of passage and honoring girls, like, that's a very old and ancient tradition. Like, ancient traditions, Neolithic, Paleolithic times, even Egyptian societies, the Atlantean societies, the Lemurian, like, they really honored the body. They really knew and understood. And I think a lot of, a lot of native cultures still do this kind of thing, where they're not just all about the spirit, they're about honoring the body and the what a gift it is to be in these vessels, in these human vessels, and all the things that we go through, all the things we go through in a lifetime. And so bringing back that ancient knowledge of giving girls and boys a celebration for moving from one phase. We come out of junior high, we go to high school, there's usually some kind of little celebration. We come out of high school, we go to college, there's an acknowledgement and a celebration for that. And then again, if you come through college. And it's kind of odd that as we go through these transitions in our human bodies, that kind of demark these exit and entry points into something bigger. It's kind of amazing to me that the society has not realized how that needs to be celebrated as well, and how our young people, we have so many young people coming into this world who are awake and aware, and they're very in tune, and they're learning this information about their chakras, about their aura, about energy, about meditation, about connection, very, very quickly. So reintroducing the idea of rites of passage for our young people, I feel is very important. And thinking back to circling back around to, my own childhood and my mother's childhood. And, and I know that, my mom, probably like a lot of parents out there was just no knowledge and information really given, unless you lived in a very special household or you were living in some kind of, Aboriginal society or Native American culture that was really in tune with the body and the earth. This is just not something that was ever given or ever acknowledged. And so, my hope is that for all the little girl or the little boy inside of every single one of us, that within this lifetime, that we are able to be given or be shown or be held in a way where we really know how sacred we are. We are very unique and special sacred beings. And as future generations, these new earth children come in, and as they grow into this, this new golden age that we are co-creating together, there's much more accessible tools and pathways for parents to come out, for parents to find how to support their children. Many of these children are way more awake than their parents are even. And so for caregivers, for teachers, for anybody who loves children or loves the child within themselves, for us to have these opportunities to heal that inner child part of ourselves and to pass that on to future generations feels like something that is very important for the success and for the healing of this planet. Our children, as we all know, are just an amazing resource for humanity to go on in a different kind of way. And as the Atlantean cultures are seeded and reseeded, and the Lemurian cultures are seeded and reseeded through these enlightened children, just know that you being here on the planet at this time, that you are a very important integral part of allowing the fruition of their souls, of the healing of their souls, because they are our ancestors. Actually, you are their ancestors. We come down and we incarnate and we reincarnate through family lines. So anytime a child from your oversoul comes in, incarnates, at a more evolved level on this planet than maybe you or I were able to. And that doesn't matter if it's a literal family, if it's literal children, in your lineage, or a child from your soul family, that imprint of energy elevates and escalates and allows for that ripple effect of growth through the whole soul mat and whole soul monad and throughout all of us. And as I watch this year come to a close, and there's a lot of information coming out now on December 21st, 2020, and a grand alignment and the completion of an epoch, which is a measure of time, and the restart of a new epoch, a new measure of time. There's so much happening astrologically within that alignment on that day that is really going to create, a visible and visceral, palpable force field of light and energy that we're all going to be able to experience and witness. Ascension on this planet is happening whether people are aware of it or not. It's happening whether you're conscious of it or not. When we are conscious of it, it gives us an opportunity to kind of play in the energies and take an active role in what's trying to happen within and through us organically, and use that in a very conscious way. So, when these events happen, we're going to have a 12/12 gateway next month on the 12th of December, which is going to follow the very, very powerful opening we had on 11/11. We're going to go through this 12/12, which is, a 3 and a 3, 1 and 2 equals a 3. The 33 energy is the Christ energy, that 33. And then a couple weeks later, when we move to 12/21, which, remember, 12 and 21 is a 33 also, we're really talking about ushering in an energetic force field and an imprint that what they say is we're going to actually be able to see the skies change. We're actually going to be able to see the lights come on and the planets turn on, and the alignments happen in a way with our physical eyes. And so if we're seeing something of that magnitude with our physical eyes, on a very transformative year, just imagine what might be happening on a subatomic level or a non-visible level within our bodies, just to be present on this earth and witness, the closeout of what has been probably the most transformative year of definitely in generations moving into what's going to be next. And I guess I'll close this segment with just reminding everybody that the changes that are coming are about a frequency alignment, completely and purely about a frequency alignment. It is not about a political alignment, although politics play a big part. in the shaping of what's to come. Be very careful that as we go through this process of kind of unraveling the threads of the political arena, and many of us have kind of our hopes and preferences about what will happen, it's really about the condition of your heart. It's really about your relationship with the divine and your trust in the divine and your ability to hold the God force within you and bring in those frequencies of just pure light and love and a willingness to be in full trust and surrender, be fully present with what is happening on this planet throughout all of humanity, the oneness, and at the same time your sovereignty. So they seem kind of paradoxical, that we're going into this oneness, but we're also being asked to hold our sovereign space with the creator and with the earth as well, meaning the only thing influencing sovereignty, meaning the only thing influencing you and influencing me is our relationship with the divine. And that's not easy in a climate, in an energy out there where there's so many poles and so many distractions and so many things to kind of bring us up and down at the same time. So, as we move through the last 5-6 weeks of this year and we go through these very significant events, this really is about us learning and embodying our sovereign selves in alignment with our higher self, and knowing that we are the gods and we are the angels and we are the emanations of spirits and we are the meta-human who have the full ability to be the creative force, the creating of our the forces of our life, and the creating of our own reality. We hear that a lot. It's more than just creating a reality. It's actually going and being the architect of the experience that we get to choose to have in this life. And I'll just close by saying that there's been a tagline that's been repeated over and over this year that I really believe in, that as I hold my sovereignty and as I look to the totality of the oneness, where we go one, we go all. And at the end of this epoch, at the end of this era, some of us are going to be visiting other realms and realities than some others. Some of us are going to be here, some of us are going to be there. It's not really a hierarchy. It's more of just a soul assignment or an attraction or progression to the level of consciousness you're holding from moment to moment. But that doesn't mean we're separated from anybody else who might have a consciousness in a different space or in a different level of awareness. It just means that each soul has its own program. Each soul has its own assignment. Each soul has its own way or draw to God, to return to God in its own way. Eventually, we all go through the doorway. We all go through this process called ascension. Some of us starting and finishing earlier or later than others, but it's not a competition. And it doesn't mean that because somebody is doing something, their soul is doing something in a different way than you, that the way they're doing it is not right. They're just simply doing it on the path of their soul. Thank you for allowing me to share with you my very beloved book, Body of Stars. Again, you can find that and me at ameerabeth.com. Thank you for allowing me to express myself, and I'll send you all oceans of aloha.